Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first inning of Game 2 of this doubleheader. First up to bat is number 3, Isai Santos, the second baseman. And the pitch. A low outside fastball called strike one. From the stretch, the second pitch is an inside fastball, that bottom corner for strike 2. The pitch, high and outside, ball 3. Santos' last game went 1 for 4 with 1 strikeout. And he takes a chop at a low fastball, and that one bounded down the first baseline. The pitcher was going to run after that one, pick it up, and make a tag while the runner was on the run before he gets to first base. And that'll be a single-handed out by the pitcher, Altimas. This will bring up the catcher, Gibbons. Pitch. A high outside ball. Ball number 1. The pitch. That one caught the outside corner for strike 1. And the pitch. Gonna fall in for strike 2. Altimas looks into Jeski for the sign. And the pitch. Strike 3, he's out looking. Second out of the game. This will bring up Ocha, the center fielder for the Eagles. Swung on and hit solidly out to center field. That one is going to bounce off the fence. The left fielder will throw that into the shortstop. And Ocha will be safe at second with a stand-up double. That pitch, an outside fastball, ball 1. Now up to bat number 11, Lewis, the left fielder. Lewis did not play in the last game. The pitch. Strung on and bounced to the shortstop, the throw to first, in time. And that will be the end of the inning. We go to the bottom of the first. Now making his way to the plate is the leadoff hitter, and this game the catcher, Caleb Jeske. Last game, Caleb walked, hit into a fielder's choice, struck out, and grounded out. Now the pitch. And that was a high fastball, strike one. Now the pitcher gets the sign, sets, and throws. A low outside fastball, ball one. Now the tall pitcher moving on the mound, waiting for the call. And he gets it. The pitch. Swung on and fouled very hard back, barely clearing the backstop. Strike two. Count is now 1-2. Pitch. Swung on, bounced high in shallow center field. Coming in on it, the center fielder will make the play, and Jeske will be out on a flyout. Now Blistol, the shortstop, comes up to bat. Now pitch. Outside fastball, ball one. And now the pitch. Taken outside fastball, called strike one. The pitcher, glove in front of his face, waits for the sign. Gets the one he wants. And throws. That is a low fastball, called ball two. Now Blissful, bat moving slowly above his left shoulder. Faces the pitcher, who delivers. Swung on, hit past the second baseman. That'll be a ground. That'll be a base hit. Landed on the ground in front of the right fielder, who picks it up and throws it back into the second baseman to hold Blistol at first. Now with one out, number 17, Diaz, the center fielder, comes up to bat. Now for the stretch. He's delivered a low fastball. Ball one. Out of the stretch. An outside fastball hits the corner of the plate, called for a strike. Count is now even at one. Looking in. Cuba waits for call, looks to first. Now for the stretch. Pitch. Taken. Called strike two. That was a fastball, low but in the middle of the plate. Pitcher looks towards first. Now stretches and delivers. Swung on and chopped foul into the Eagles' dugout and barehand caught by a player on the bench. A look towards first, and now delivery. Swung on, hit the shallow right field. Up under it will be the right fielder, and that will be out number 2. Right field, a very small part of this field.
Yeah. Okay.
Now up bat will be the first baseman, McMahon,
Yeah.
as he steps into the left-handed batter box. Swings his bat by his knees a few times, getting his shoulders loose and ready to work. Now posts behind his shoulders. The tall pitcher delivers. Taken outside for strike 1. The pitch low for a ball. Bristol, the shortstop, taking aggressive leadouts and moving aggressively on the bases. The pitcher, number 40, very poised on the mound. And that ball is hit hard towards center field, going back onto the center fielder, and he'll make the catch. And that will end the inning. So, the Storm, who get a hit this inning, are not able to do anything with it. And we go on to the top of the second. Due up are Mills, Pacheos, and Ahua, the shortstop. And now we enter the second as number 27, the third baseman Mills for the Eagles, comes up to bat. The tall right-handed batter. And now Altimos on the mound delivers an outside fastball for ball 1. Altimos throwing entirely from the stretch, despite not having a base runner. Pitch swung on and bounded foul down the third baseline. Everyone makes their way back. The delivery coming very quickly from Altamas. That ball is hit hard towards right field. The right fielder can't come up underneath it. It'll bounce in front of him. He'll play it off the short hop and throw it in to hold the runner at first. Now, number 15, Pacheos, the right fielder, comes up to take a right-handed swing at this pitcher. And the pitch. Swung on and hit high towards shallow right field, deep right field. Oh, and it falls as the right fielder lost it in the sun. And that will be a base hit single. Or an error. Base hit. If he touched it, it'd have been an error. Look at that. Things every day. Batter shows bunt and puts it high, and Jesse goes back to play it and almost makes it. He gets a mitt onto the ball and is not able to reel it in. Fantastic hustle from the catcher, though. And he expresses his disappointment with himself as he makes his way back towards the plate. Now, number 5, the shortstop, shows bunt. He pulls back and swings a ground ball that makes it past the pitcher, but the second baseman will pick up and throw to first base not in time. And it'll be an infield base hit for number 5, the shortstop. Now, Altamas has worked himself into a spot of trouble, as with no outs, the bases are loaded. Now a conference on the mound as the team comes in and has a discussion. Coach has something to tell him. The umpire will take a moment to clean the plate and then go up and intervene with them. Still a beautiful day for baseball. It is 3:41 in the afternoon. Light breezes blowing every which way. It's hard to tell exactly where as the breeze keeps shifting, but suffice it to say, plenty of intrigue for the fielders today as they deal with balls being moved around. And now Altamas comes to the stretch and then steps off the rubber. The batter steps out, takes a practice swing, and comes back in. Now the pitch. Swung on and missed. That was a fastball in the dirt that Jeske kept from passing him. The pitch. A low fastball gets past Jeske, and a run will score. That ball was a little low and a little outside, and Jeske reached for it across his body and just wasn't quite able to extend all the way out to grab it. And that will score a run for. That's pitch swung on and hit, and that'll make it past the shortstop into center field. Another run will come through to score. Two more will come through to score. And that will be a 2 RBI single for number 19, Raboline, the designated hitter. So still with no outs, the Storm now trail 3-0. With Delgado, the first baseman, number 22 up to bat. Pitch taken for a low strike. Runner on first. Altimos will look in, take his time, wait for the batter to get ready. Now he'll come set at the belt. Out of the stretch, deliver. A breaking ball that drops through the middle of the plate for a called strike 2. That pitch swung on and hit solidly again past the shortstop. Center fielder will come up and field it. And that will be a single from number 22, Delgado. Now, Altimos puts his foot against the rubber, comes set at the belt, looks back towards second where there's a large leadoff being taken and throws. Bunted down the third baseline, fair, and there's no play. And the bases will be loaded. And that was a bunt laid down, that was a bouncing bunt laid down the third base line. And it bounced a few times before the third baseman was able to come up and make a play on it. And by the time he got there, all of the runners were not able to be played on. And so now, for the second time this inning, the bases will be loaded. That pitch low for a called strike at the bottom of the strike zone. Now, pitch swung on and fouled into the backstop. Altimos, glove hooked up against his chest, looks in. Comes set and throws. That's a high fastball. Count is 1-2. Bases loaded, no outs. Top of the second. 3 runs have scored this inning. The pitch. High. Ball 2. Diskey picked that ball, came out of his squat, and looked down towards third base. Took a few strides that way, and then finally threw back to the pitcher. Now the next delivery. High. And that will fill the count at 3-2. A walk would not get a run. Pitch. Swung on and hit foul. And that ball barely foul, only landed about a foot, maybe 2, off of the first baseline, a solid 15 feet in front of the right fielder. Number 2, swings, misses, the first out of the inning. And now the pitch. Swung on, hit hard towards left field. The center fielder is going to go back on it and make the catch. Throw to home will not be, there will be no throw to home as the runner from third tags up and scores. And so it'll be a sacrifice flyout for Ochon, number 8, the second baseman. Ochoa? Now number 11, Lewis, stands in the right-handed batter's box. His orange bat held high behind his head. He asks for time. Has a disagreement about time with the umpire. Now they're on the same page. And he steps back into the box. Now the pitch. Swung on, bounced past the pitcher. The second baseman will make a catch and have no play. And now the runners on first and second will shift to the empty third base. And that'll be a single for Lewis. Now we bring up Mill, who began this inning by hitting a single. And he asks for time and steps out of the box. Now, ready to play, he steps back in and mounts the bat on his shoulder. The pitch, taken for a called inside strike. Pitch, swung on and hit high but foul. That'll be out of play and will land in the Eagles dugout. And Jusky, the catcher, was all the way to that ball, at least as close as he could get, to try to make that play before it landed. And now, from the stretch, the pitch. Swung on, hit towards right field, the right fielder in on it, and he'll reach up and reel that one in, and no more runs will score. So now we go to the bottom of the second as the Storm trails the Eagles 3-0. 4-0? 4-0. And now up to bat is number 1, Poughton. And the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 1. Pitch. A high fastball that's going to get the top of that zone for a strike. Tall right-handed pitcher Pubel moving around a lot on the mound as he waits for the call, and now he gets it, sets up, and pitches. Swung on and hit solidly into shallow left center field. That'll be a base hit single for number 1, the second baseman, Poughton. Which will bring up number 24, the left fielder, Wyman. And now the pitch. Fastball caught the outside corner for a strike. Now Wyman stands in and waits for the pitch from the stretch. Swung on and hit towards right field. That'll land for a base hit. Poughton will move all the way to third and dive in safely, holding on to the bag as Wyman works his way over to first base. Now runners at the corners with a base hit single to bring up the DH Schaefer, number 9. The catcher steps forward, makes a series of calls and signs, then moves back to his place behind the plate. As the pitcher, Pubel, puts his right foot against the rubber. Looks over towards first, stretches, comes set, and delivers. A ball on the lower outside corner, called strike 1. And now Pubel looks in, deliberately takes a look to first base, and comes set. Will deliver the second pitch. And again, that same low outside fastball, this one just a little bit lower and a little bit more outside. And that will be ball 1. Count is now 1-1. This pitch thrown to the top corner, hit high towards right field. Right fielder will be up under that to make the catch. The throw towards home is not in time, and it will be overthrown. The pitcher backed that up very well, and no base runners will advance due to the overthrow. But Poughton will come in safe, and Schaefer will be on with an RBI single. Oh no! Oh, that's right. He got caught out with the sac fly. Son of a gun. Now Jack Adkin, the third baseman who played DH last game, comes up and steps into the bat. Now the delivery is low and gets away from the catcher. And Wyman slides into second as a wide throw keeps any tag from being placed. Now the catcher resets and replaces his mask behind the plate. A look back towards second, and now the pitch. Just off the outside edge. Ball. The fastball has been coming hard and fast towards that outside corner so far this afternoon, with good control. This pitch taken, and this one was just close enough to get strike. Count now 2-1. The runner on second leads off. Neither the shortstop nor the second baseman moving in to hold him. As number 40 comes set, looks back towards second, delivers a low fastball that the catcher stops, keeping any runners from advancing before returning the ball to the pitcher. "4-1 the score here in the bottom of the second. This pitch low and outside for strike. The count is now full. There's a runner on second and one out. Storm behind by 3. As the payoff pitch comes. Swung on and missed, he got him. And that was an outside fastball that was chased out of the zone. And that's a swinging strike for the third baseman, Jack Adkins. As Dorman, the right fielder, comes up to make his first appearance of the afternoon. Now with the pitch. Just off the outside edge for a ball. Jubal very deliberate on the mound. Very deliberate, slow, and consistent movements and setups. And he's getting consistent placement out of his fastballs. Comes set at the waist. And the throw. Strung on and hit hard. Fair. The ball will hit outside the foul pole of the left field fence. And that will bring Jack Adkins home with an RBI double. And that was a well-hit ball, and it almost looked like it landed foul, but it landed just inside the fair line. And Dorman all the way to second base, and the runner on second back home. Now we get back to the top of the inning with Caleb Jeske, the catcher. So far today, Jeske is 0 for 1 with a flyout. Now Jeske stands tall in the box, bat on his right shoulder. Jubal comes set, looks behind him, pitches, swung on, bounced on the first baseline, bobbled by the first baseman, There will be no play. Caleb will come home safely. The throw home will be wide. Jeski will advance to second base as this ball makes it to the backstop. And Caleb will have an RBI. What would that be scored as, an RBI single plus an error? Yeah, so Caleb will have an RBI single, and then off of an error will advance to second base, where he now takes off his guards and padding and returns them to his third base coach. But with 2 RBIs in a row, this 4-run lead has now become 2 leads, or 2 runs, as the shortstop, who singled last time up, Blistol, comes to bat. The left-hander stands in the box, his bat moving above his head and left shoulder. Jubal comes set. Looks towards second. Jeski takes a long lead off and throws. Swung on and hard towards right field. That one is gone! Over the right field fence. A 2-run homer for Blistol. That'll tie this game in 4. You're up? Were there 2 on base? Oh! Oh, 17 was. Was there 3 before that? What did they I meant to score there. Right? Oh! Yeah, yep. I missed one. I have it all scored properly, but I missed one. This ball swung on and hit foul. Now, Jubal moving on the mound. Gets the sign. Finds his foot on the rubber and delivers. Swung on, bounced to second, picked up and tossed to first for the out, and that will end the inning. But not before the Storm take back a lead. It is now 5-4 as we go into the top of the third, thanks to a 2 RBI home run from Blistol. Apologies for some scorekeeping mistakes on my part. The current score is correct as we enter the top of the third with number 15, Pacheos, up to bat. This ball swung on and hit foul down the third baseline. Now the delivery. This ball, a low fastball, count is now 1-1. Swung on, hit towards left field. The left fielder up and under it to field it. And that was a soft line drive hit almost directly at the left fielder Wyman. And he fielded that cleanly for the first out of the inning. Now we bring up number 5, the shortstop. Hit a single his last time out. Pitch, low, ball 1. Now the pitcher from the stretch comes set and delivers an outside fastball. We've seen that outside corner get worked a lot this afternoon and to a lot of effect. This ball swung on, hit towards right field. No one will be there to pick it up. Right fielder will come in to field it and hold the runner at first. Well, Alaya is now 2 for 2 with 2 singles this afternoon. And that will bring up number 19, Rabolin, the designated hitter. He hit a 2 RBI single last time he was up in the second. Now he digs into the batter's box, taps the plate, and then steps back out to adjust his batter's gloves. Fields his bat, and now comes set in the box, his left toe tapping the dirt. This pitch, inside, and taken for a called strike. Swung on, bounced down the third line, and foul. Both of these pitchers not throwing a lot of movement, but throwing hard, fast fastballs that are hard for a lot of these hitters to make contact with. Throw back to first in time. Or rather late. The dive back to first. And now, as the pitcher comes back set on the mound, the runner on first will slowly creep out as the first baseman reaches to cover. And the pitch swung on, bounced to the shortstop, picked, thrown to the second baseman, and the throw to first is wide. Caleb Jeske comes to back it up. He'll be held at first. Now the umpire calls time. And the head coach goes to ask a question. There's some deliberation on the field. A few words exchanged as stands out at second. safe at first. That'll be a fielder's choice for Rebolin. Now, number 22, Delgado, the first baseman, comes up to bat. He takes the first pitch, a ball. Now the delivery. Swung on and missed. That was a low, tight fastball from the Storm pitcher, Altimas. The shortstop leading off far from first base. The pitch swung on, bounced to the shortstop, who shovels it to second for the force out. That'll end the inning. The Storm comes out of this inning untouched as we go to the bottom of the third. Storm leads 5-4. We enter the bottom of the third. The Storm batting. First batter up, Diaz. My mistake. McMahon, the first baseman. The pitch. That'll be a outside strike one. Now, people will come set and deliver. Another outside fastball. This one, a ball. McMahon flew out in the first. This ball swung on and fouled back into the backstop. McMahon 0 for 5 this evening. Hoping to change that here. Pitch. Swung on, bounced down the first baseline, and the first baseman will field that and jog to the bag for the first out of the inning. McMahon retired as Poughton comes out. Poughton, the second baseman, hit a single earlier this game and hit 3 singles and took a walk last game. And now the pitch. Swung on, bounced down the third baseline, fair, picked up, thrown to first, not in time, he's safe. And Poughton, who made it to the bag in time, didn't actually get his foot on the bag. Poughton, who did not hit the bag when he ran over it, will be called out. Which will bring up Wyman, the left fielder. And now Pupil will deliver an outside fastball called strike one. Two outs, no runners on. Count is 0-1. And the pitch. An outside fastball taken for ball one. Count 1-1 to the left fielder, Wyman. Now his Pupil gets the sign. He delivers. Swung on and missed. That was an outside fastball that Wyman was underneath. And it's now 1-2. Pupil watches him for the sign. Gets it. As Wyman moves his bat slightly above his head. It takes an outside called strike three. And that will end the inning for the Storm, who still lead 5-4 as we go on to the top of the fourth. Due up the top of the order for the Eagles, Santos, Gibbons, and Ocho. We enter the top of the fourth. Storm have a 5-4 lead over the Eagles as they bring up their leadoff hitter, number 3, Santos. This game, he's grounded out and hit a single. Earlier today, he was 1 for 3 in the last game we played earlier. And now, Altimas comes set at the belt and pitches. Swung on and hit in the center field. The center fielder will be up under it and make that catch for the out. The first out will come off one pitch in this inning, as Santos is retired on a line out, and that will bring up Gibbons, the catcher. Now, number 2 steps into the right-hander's batter's box and holds his bat over his head. The delivery. Swung on and hit into shallow left field. That one will fall for a hit. Left fielder will come in and play it off the short hop and send it into the cutoff man to hold Gibbons at first. And that will be a one-pitch single for the catcher, Gibbons. Now, number 8, Ocha, the center fielder, will come up to bat. This game, he hit a double, and he flew out to center to bring in a runner. Now the umpire calls time while the first base runner clears something out of his eye and takes his lead off. Shows bunt. Altimas, the pitch. That's strike taken. Count is 0-1. Now Altimas looks to first, comes set at the waist, and delivers. Swung on, bounced. The shortstop can't get it. Left fielder will come in and play it off the short hop. And Gibbons threatens from second, but won't make any sort of move. And the ball will be returned to the infielder. And that will be a base hit single for Ocha. This will bring up number 11, Lewis, the left fielder. He grounded out and then hit a base hit single earlier this game. He stands low in the batter's box, bat moving behind his head. Altimas delivers. Runners are going, the throw to third. Late. And that was count is 0-1. Runners moving on the pitch. And that was a well-stolen base, well-timed by the base runners. The throw to third by Caleb, very well thrown, just not quite fast enough. That pitch was a low breaking ball. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. One out, top of the fourth. Altimas looks in and now comes set. The pitch. Low, bounces, but kept in front of the catcher. And now returned to the pitcher. That ball was low and in the dirt, pretty wild. And the catcher did a good job keeping that in front of him as it bounced about 2 inches in front of home plate and stopped there. Pitch, swung on, bounced to second base, picked up, thrown to first for the second out. That will be 2 outs, but will bring in a run to tie up the game at 5 with an RBI, fielder's choice, or with an RBI, with a sacrifice ground out rather, by number 11, Lewis. The catcher blocks another pitch in the dirt as number 27, Mills, the third baseman, stands in. Now the pitcher looks in from the stretch, runner on third, delivers. That ball was a high fastball. And it's now 2-0. Runner on third, 2 outs. 1 run has scored this inning. The pitch swung on, hit foul. That is now 2-1. Mills taps the bat against his foot, takes a practice swing, and with the count at 2-1, steps into the box. Ultimus comes set and delivers. Swung on, and again tipped foul. Ultimus again comes set. This pitch swung on and pulled foul. The umpire, with all these foul balls, asks for another 4 baseballs from the home dugout. Mills, the third baseman, flew out to end the second and hit a single to start that inning. Now the pitch. Swung on, tapped to the shortstop, who comes up under it, makes the catch, throws to first in time for the out, and that will end, excuse me, the top of the fourth. Halfway through this game, we move on to the bottom of the fourth. Due up for the Storm is Schaefer, Adkin, and Dorman.
If I did cut my legs out right now, I ain't never been with the talk snitch talk. Always talking about his fault. Yeah, I'm a stand up, get my bands up. You don't want to see me pissed off.
Number 9, Cole Schaefer, stands in. Tall player in the right-handed batters box waits for the pitch for the tall right-hander. And it's low and outside for a ball. Schaefer's bright green cleats stand out against the yellow socks and pants of the Storm uniform. That ball was taken outside. It's now 2-0. And the set. Swung on, fouled on the third baseline. And that was a mighty whack at a high fastball that Schaefer just got a little bit too in front of and was pulled down third. Count is 2-1. Pitch. Checking to the first base umpire. It did not swing. A check swing ball from Bugle. The count to Schaefer, now 3-1. As he holds the bat low around his hips and now turns it to his shoulder. The pitch. Swung on, hit high, deep, foul. And that ball was hit very high and very close to the 315-foot fence in right field. And it landed about 2 feet on the foul side of that foul line. The right fielder came out to play that ball, but wasn't anywhere near it to make the catch. Now Pubel, again, moving on the mound, rocking back and forth, left to right. He gets the call, sets his right foot against the rubber, and pitches. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, he got him. That'll be the first out of the inning as Schaefer goes down swinging on a well-thrown fastball. This will bring up Jack Adkin, number 31, the third baseman. Played designated hitter last game. Struck out earlier this game. Got a walk and a single last game. The pitch. Take it for a low strike. Now Jack, as he stands in the box, holds his bat up and waves it behind his head. Waits for the pitch. For a fastball. High on the plate. Taken for a strike. Now 0-2. Jubal waits for the sign. Gets it, turns, looks down. And looks back in for a new set of signs. Finds the one he wants, looks down, sets his right foot against the rubber, steps with his left, and delivers. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, he got him. Two Storm hitters go down swinging in a row, which will bring up the ninth of the order, Dorman, the right fielder. He hit a 1 RBI double earlier this game for the go-ahead run. Now, the pitch. A curveball that didn't break hard and stayed above the zone. Now, as Pupil gets the ball back, he seems upset with that pitch. He gets a new sign. The catcher throws one leg out, and the pitch. A inside fastball called strike 2. A little below the shoulders and close in on number 25, Matt Dorman. Wyatt Dorman. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. He's out. Right, scratch that. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. He's not out. I was told I know how to count before I called this game. Now I'm not sure if that's true. Dorman stands still in the box, asks for time, leaves the box. Swings the bat, gets loose, steps in, taps the plate, and comes set, ready for the pitch. The delivery. Outside for a ball. Count is now 2-2. Two and two, tied. Bottom of the fourth, 2 outs. Dorman stands in, receives. A low strike 3, and that will put down the side. So, in the fourth, Buell takes the whole of the Storm on and sends them back 1-2-3 swinging. And that will bring up Pacheos, Ayala, and Rabolin for the Eagles. We go into the fifth, tied at 5 as number 15, Pacheos, the right fielder, comes up to bat. Apologies if I've mistaken any of these names. I will do my best to properly pronounce them. First pitch, a ball that forces Jeske up out of his squat. Pacheos flew out earlier and hit a single. This pitch, an inside breaking ball, looks like a curveball down for a strike. Swung on, hit high, and no one's going to be there to catch that. That ball was hit high into center field and pretty shallow, but deeper than the infield could get to, and the center fielder came in to play that and just wasn't able to make it in time, and that will be a base hit single for number 15. Now number 5, the shortstop, comes up to bat. He taps the plate, stands tall in the batter's box. Bat parallel to the ground behind him. He shows bunt. Pitch. Inside, he twists away from that to avoid being hit. Altumas gets the sign, takes a look towards first. Now he comes set. Throws back to first. And the runner had a large leadoff, but that throw was high. And the runner was able to dive back to the base before the first baseman was able to apply a tag. Running on the play, the base runner went. The runner went to second, Caleb Jeske, who got that ball from the pitcher and threw towards second, seemed upset that that didn't turn into an out, and it looked like he had plenty of time. But that'll be a stolen base. That'll be a pitch taken for a strike as number 5 tries to bunt that. It isn't able to. Count is now 1-2. Now, as Ayala stands tall in the batter's box, Altamont comes set, pitches, and it is swung on and chopped foul to the backstop. The pitch swung on, hit high. Right fielder is going to come to play it, and he'll be up under that. Tagging up towards third. The runner will be safe, standing up. A sacrifice flyout for number 5, the shortstop. Now 19, the designated hitter, Rabolin, comes out and makes a practice swing before stepping into the box. Digs himself in, firmly taps the plate, and now moves in the batter's box, waiting for the pitch. Thrown, and that'll stay inside for a ball. The runner from third creeping forward. The pitch. Swung on and missed. That was a check swing, but he did go around past the plate, and that'll bring the count to 1-1. Now he steps in, moves, taps his toe. Asks for time. Steps back out of the batter's box. Moves around, trying to throw off Altumas's rhythm. Now the pitcher gets his sign, comes set at the belt, and throws. A beautiful pitch on the inside corner for strike 2. Count is 1-2. And now, number 19 stands in the box, moving, asks for time, leaves the box, takes a practice swing, adjusts his glove, and stands in. Altamas, who's been perfectly still that whole time, now delivers. Pitch swung on and hit high, but foul. The umpire picks up and beautifully flips that bat before handing it back to the batter, who now adjusts his gloves, makes a practice swing, digs his right foot in, taps the bag, sets his left toe on the dirt. Now, bat moving above his head, waits for the pitch. Low, ball 2. Count is now even at 2. One runner on third. Still tied at 5. Now the pitch. Swung on and pulled down the third baseline, foul. Then it'll roll out towards the Storm's dugout. As again, number 19 adjusts his gloves and now steps back into the box. That pitch was inside but swung on and tapped foul. The wind seems to have subsided a bit here at NVC Field. Still gusty and varying, but seems to have slowed down a little bit at least. The pitch swung on, chopped barely foul, and barely foul down the third baseline again. Count 2-2. I haven't been keeping count, but I believe 3 foul balls now have been hit in this at bat. The pitch. It's low, and that'll be ball 3 to fill the count. And another low ball in the dirt that the catcher is able to drop down in front of and stop. Count is full at 3-2. Stevie. 3. Sorry. For sure. Sorry, I'm trying not to talk into the thing. But yeah. Oh. Now, Ultimus comes set and then steps back off the rubber. A lot of playing with pacing, a lot of mind games in this at bat. 19 has stepped in and out multiple times, trying to throw Ultimus off of his rhythm. And now Ultimus finally decides to step off the rubber and strike back. The pitch. Low. And it gets past a low ball called a strike, gets away from Caleb Jeske, and that'll send the runner down to first and bring in the runner who was on third. It's now 6-5, favor of the Eagles. Now Delgado stands in and takes a swing at that ball, which goes foul. And that ball, it looks like he hit right into his own foot. And he'll now take a moment to walk around and shake that one off. Jeske will take off his mask and wander around a little bit, adjust his greaves. The pitcher comes down, takes a moment to speak with the umpire, who is now dusting off the plate. The NVC athletic trainer now speaking with Delgado, making sure he's all right. And with Delgado will now return to the batter's box, none the worse for the wear. Some tough guys, these athletes. I have to applaud their determination to stay in after getting hurt. The pitch. Low pass ball. And that one will make it to the backstop. And the runner will advance from first to second. I'm not sure if that would have qualified as a pass ball or a wild pitch, but that was a low curveball in the dirt that bounced inside of where Caleb Jeske was able to stop it, and it bounced to the backstop. letting the runner advance. More likely a wild pitch than a pass ball. The pitch swung on, bounced up past the center, or past the second baseman. The center fielder will pick it up and throw into the cutoff man. There will be no throw home. And that will be an RBI single for Delgado, the first baseman. Now ahead 6-5. The 7-5. The Eagles will have the top of their lineup come to the plate. Number 3, Santos, will take his first pitch at the bottom of the strike zone for a called strike one. Now the pitch. That'll hit the lower outside corner and be called strike two. That was a nice fastball, very well placed. One out, runner on first. The pitch. Swung on, bounced. Third baseman's going to pick that one up. So it's a first for the out. But Delgado will advance to second base. Now 2 outs, runner on second, and Gibbons comes into bat. That pitch will be a strike taken down around the knees. Count is on 1. Optimus comes set, pitches, fastball in the dirt. Jeske stops that one and keeps the steal from Delgado. Now Jeske gets the sign. Optimus comes set, pitches, swung on and hit hard. That was going deep, and at the wall it'll be caught. And that will end the inning for the NVC, or rather for the Laney Eagles. We go to the bottom of the 5th. The Eagles lead 7-5 with 2.5 innings left.
Hold up, I would have grown all day. Hold up, somebody can't relate. Black Panther. Stay down with no faking. Go up, top down, I'm in racing. Go up, she wild, I'm in dating. Go up, my crowd in rotation. Are you on 10 yet? Are you on
We now begin the bottom of the fifth inning as the top of the NVC lineup comes to bat with Caleb Jeske. He's flown out and hit an RBI double today as he waits for the pitch. And that one is hit straight to the third baseman. He took a good swing at that. That was a good fastball to hit. And he was just a little bit ahead of that one and got unlucky and hit that directly into the glove of number 27, the third baseman. So now Blistol ready to bat. The pitch. Curveball on the outside, called strike one. Blistol, the shortstop, he hit a single and a 2 RBI home run earlier today. The pitch. That's a called strike on the outside edge of the zone. And now the pitch. An outside fastball taken for strike three looking. Blistol goes down on strikes for his first time today. Pitch. Swung on, bounced to the shortstop, who picks it with a beautiful play and throws to first in time. And that was a difficult ball, and that shortstop handled it cleanly and delivered a good throw to first to get that out in time. The Storm go down 1-2-3, and there's a pitching change as we move into the sixth inning. A pitching change as we enter the top of the 6th. Taking the mound is number 15, Luis Santamaria. Hard-throwing, tall, right-handed pitcher. Coming in for Altimas, who threw 5 innings and allowed 7 earned runs, but walked none. And we are underway. Pitch. Outside. Ball 1. That pitch hit hard, foul, from third baseline. Ocha into hit. Third in line, number 8, center fielder. He hit a sac fly for an RBI back in the 2nd. That's a ball hit foul. Picked up by McMahon. Santamaria gets a new pitcher, or gets a new ball from the umpire, and returns to the mound. He looks in, glove in front of his mouth, gets a call from Jeske, kicks his leg and throws. That's a low ball. Count is now 2-2 to Ocha, the center fielder. The pitch. Low, ball 3. Count is now full to Ocha. And he'll swing and ground this ball to the shortstop, who will bobble it. Not let it get past him, but that'll be an infield hit for Ocha. There's no throw to first. That puts Ocha at 3 for 4 this game with 1 RBI. Now, number 11, Lewis, the left fielder, comes up to bat. 1 for 3 with a single and an RBI ground out. Now, Santamaria gets the sign, throws. This hit hard and high. Underneath it will come the left fielder, make the catch, and throw to second to keep the runner from advancing. And Lewis will be retired with a flyout to the center fielder. 1 away now in the top of the 6th. As Jeske has something to say to Santamaria before number 27, Mill, the third baseman, comes in. Throw back to first, and the runner will step back in plenty of time. Now Santamaria has the ball again. We'll glance towards first, where the runner's taking a fairly hefty leadoff. And pitch. This ball fouled hard back to the backstop. And the umpire will give a new ball. Look at that speed from the athletic trainer going to get that ball. That's outstanding. That might be the play of the game. Mills standing in the batter box, ready to hit. Count is 0-1, 1 out. Throw back to first. Did he get him? called a balk as the pitcher never stepped to first base, and now the runner will get an automatic advance to second. And even though that throw was in time and that tag was in time, it's considered a balk because the step was not to first base before the throw. Now, Santa Maria, ready to pitch. This ball hit high. Left fielder coming in on it, center field coming in on it, and the center fielder will make the catch. And that will put 2 out. Runner still on second. As we bring up number 15, the right fielder, Pacheos. Number 15 is 2 for 3 today with 2 singles and a flyout. Low, but it'll hit the strike zone for a called strike. Now, glancing back to second, Santa Maria will come set and pitch. Outside fastball, ball 1. And Jesky had to take a big step to reach across his body and make that catch. Now, walking determinedly out from second base, the runner takes a large leadoff. The pitch swung on and hit hard towards left field. And that'll land fair. Ocho will come home. And that ball will be shuffled back to the infielder, and the runner will stay at second.
WTF.
And now, standing in the batter zone is number 5, the shortstop, standing tall. And he'll take a low pitch for ball 1. Now the shortstop will take a strike. That last play, a double by Cheos, batted in Ocha. It's now 8-5 Eagles. The pitch swung on and hit. Grounder picked up by the shortstop. Go to first in time. And that'll retire the side. 8-5 going into the bottom of the 6th. The Storm trails. McMahon, Poughton, and Wyman scheduled to hit today, or scheduled to hit this inning. First up, McMahon, who is 0 for 2 this game, and is
Should I really even start? I'm keeping in the dark.
1 for 6 on the afternoon, hoping to lay down another hit here. The tall lefty gets a pitch and takes it. It's an outside fastball for strike 1. Down by 3, the Storm have 6 outs left to put some runs on the board. The pitch swung on and hit high over the backstop, foul. Fuel, waiting for the sign, gets it, sets his right foot on the rubber, and delivers. Swung on, hit to the second baseman, who'll pick it up and throw to first in plenty of time for the out. The players will spin it around the horn, and that will retire McMahon. Now, Poughton, the second baseman, who is 1 for 2 this game, comes up, steps into the batter's box. Now, Jubal, the pitcher, rocking back and forth on the pitcher's mound, gets the sign, delivers, high, outside curveball, ball 1. 1-0 the count, 1 down, nobody on base. Pitch, outside, ball 2. There hasn't been anyone on since in the 3rd inning. The next pitch, a low outside fastball. Count now 3-0 to Poughton. Steps into the batter's box, taps it, taps the plate, holds the bat forward in front of his face, and now posts it onto his shoulder, elbow elevated, and receives a pitch. Shows bunt and takes a strike down the middle of the plate. Count now 3-1 as Pupil looks towards his dugout and now steps and delivers. Swung on and hit high. That one's playable. The second baseman goes back on it and makes the catch in very shallow right field. Maybe even deep right infield. Now the right fielder, Dorman, up to take his swings. My apologies. Wyman, the left fielder, up. That ball hit hard and high, and it will fall and be caught by the second baseman all the way out to the foul side of the third baseline to make that catch. And again, the Storm will come up and fall back down 1, 2, 3 as we go to the top of the last inning. The Storm trails by 3. Due up, we have Raboline, Degato, and Santos. Number 19, Raboline, the designated hitter, up for the Laney Eagles. And now the pitch. Swung on and missed. That was a low outside fastball that was chased out of the zone. Santa Maria, glove in front of his face. Looks in, gets a sign. Now he sets his right foot to the rubber and kicks his leg and throws. A low inside fastball. Just off the inside of the plate, a little below the knees, will bring us to 1-1. Now Santa Maria delivers. Swung on and hit foul on the third baseline. Almost fielded by the third base coach. One and two the count for Rabolin. Steps into the right-hand batter's box. Moves his bat in a large ticking motion over his head. And the pitch. A high fastball laid off of. And Jeski will climb the ladder up out of his crouch to make that play and return that ball to the pitcher. Now Santa Maria will get another sign. They'll like it and deliver. A low fastball in the dirt. His release point was well off on that one, and that ball bounced probably about 2/3 of the way between the pitcher and the plate. Count is full at 3-2 as Santa Maria delivers. This pitch hit lined out to left field and almost directly to the left fielder. Let me double check his name so I don't get it wrong. Wyman, who will make that catch for the first out of the inning. 2 outs left for the Eagles as number 22, Delgado, comes up to take a whack. The delivery, an outside fastball, ball 1. Wind now moving from left to right field. There's going to be a fastball on the outside lower corner, and that's going to be called a strike. Count's going to be 1-1 now to Delgado. The pitch. Inside, taken for strike 2. And that was a nice curveball that hit that bottom corner very nicely. Delgado looks in. Apologies. Santa Maria looks in and now kicks and delivers a low fastball. Swung on and bounced to the shortstop. He's going to stop it and throw to first. Not in time. And that's going to be an infield hit for the first baseman, Delgado. And there'll now be a substitution as number 4 comes into pinch run for 22. I apologize. I don't have a roster for the Laney Eagles. I do not know the name of player number 4. The pitch. A high outside fastball. Missed badly. And it looks like Santa Maria's control is starting to falter a bit. The runner on first takes the lead out. Now a little more. The pitch. And the batter would show bunt and then pull out and take a strike. Now 0-1. 1-1 the count as Santa Maria in the stretch looks in for a sign and now delivers. Runner, and Jeski's throw to second was wide in plenty of time, but wide. And that will be a stolen base for the Laney Eagles, their 5th of the night, I believe. Now Santa Maria will look back and deliver another pitch. This an outside ball. In the stretch, Santa Maria will look over his right shoulder to the second base runner. And now pitch. Swung on and tipped foul. The second baseman will now work his way back to the second base as the umpire walks to the pitcher's mound to present a set of options of baseballs to Santa Maria, the pitcher. And he'll choose his favorite, pull it from the set, and return to the mound. Kick the rubber clean as the umpire wipes the plate. And now number 3, Santos, steps into the left-handed batter's box and waits for the pitch. High outside, he walked him. That was a very outside fastball, and Santos just laid off that for the 5th ball and is 90 feet closer to home as the Storm will huddle up on the mound and their head coach will come out and have a few words with them. Moving definitively from late afternoon to early evening here at Napa Valley College Field, the sun's starting to cast longer shadows. That evening air feeling is starting to settle down amongst the players and amongst the field. Wind starting to change directions and velocities. Very nice day for some baseball. Still now, even 5.5 hours after we began the start of this competition at noon with the lid lifter. Now Santa Maria will glance back to second base and now pitch. And that was a very inside fastball that the batter Gibbons will duck to avoid. Count is 1-0. Pitch. A low fastball that's going to hit the zone for strike 1. 1 out, 2 runners on. Santa Maria working from the stretch. Just 2 outs left for the Eagles. Pitch. Swung on and hit hard, but foul. The count is 1-2 as Santa Maria steps to the rubber, looks over his shoulder, sets, and delivers. And that pitch swung on and fouled high and away and fielded by a player on the bench. As Gibbons finds his place again in the batter's box. One glove on Velcro. He doesn't seem to care as he waits for the pitch. Swung on and popped high. Center fielder is going to come in on that, make the catch, and then throw down to third despite none of the runners tagging up. And that'll hold the runners at first and second. Now, one out left as Ocha, number 3 of the lineup, stands in for what could be his last at-bat of the night. 2 down, top of the 7th. The Eagles lead 8-5. Runners on first and second. Santa Maria pitches. And that was a high curveball. Caleb Jeske has something to say to him about his mechanics before he returns the ball. And now Santa Maria takes a moment, breathes, looks towards the plate, pitches. And that ball was a beautiful curveball thrown down towards the bottom of the zone and swung on and chipped foul. Count now 1-1. As Santa Maria, from the stretch, gets a sign from Jeske. And now delivers. An outside fastball chased after. And that ball was just outside the zone, and Ocha liked it and took a swing at it. And it was just a little underneath it. Didn't quite extend far enough out to get a piece of it. And that'll turn the count to 1-2. Now Jeske on one knee puts up the target. Oh! And now there'll be some discussion between the catcher and the umpire as to whether that was a foul ball or a hit by pitch or a swing. And that was a ball that came inside and missed. It would appear that Ocha made contact with that ball in some capacity, and it was ruled a foul ball. Count is now 1-2. 1 strike left for the Eagles. Delivered. Swung on and hit hard to the third base line. That's going to be clear. Third baseman signaling everyone through. 1 runner will score. 2 runs will score. And that will be an RBI stand-up double for Ocha. And that will extend this game from 8-5 to 10-5 and bring up number 11, the left fielder, Lewis, with a 2 RBI double from Ocha. Santa Maria visibly upset with that pitch. But as they say, baseball's a game about short memory, and let's see if he can throw 3 strikes and end this game. There's the first, a curveball up in the top corner. That pitch swung on and fouled back to the backstop. Now Santa Maria with the pitch. And a low fastball will hit the zone, and that'll be strike 3. The Eagles now are done with offense for the night. And the Storm have a 5-run lead to chip away at as we head towards the bottom of the 7th. Due up are Schaefer, Adkins, and Dorman. Storm trails 10-5. Here in the bottom of the 7th, the first pitch is going to be a swinging strike by Schaefer, the designated hitter. And that was a mighty whack that he took at that. Now, Hubel will get the call and deliver. And that was an outside pitch chased after. And I'll bring the count to 0-2. That was an outside fastball that Schaefer thought he wanted and swung at. Now, Hubel will set and deliver. That a low ball to bring the count to 1-2. The catcher down on one knee, the other leg extended. Looks in to the coach to get a call. Gives it to his teammates and then gives another to the pitcher. And Schaefer went round on that one, and that's swinging strike 3. And he'll go down with his last out of the night on strikes. This will bring up number 31, Jack Adkin, the third baseman. He's struck out twice tonight. 0-2. Delivery. Swung on and hit foul. A nice swing taken, but not quite solid contact, and that ball flipped off the first base line and over towards the Eagles dugout. Now Adkins comes set. Hubel kicks, delivers, swung on, and again bounced foul. Number 31 played designated hitter last game, and he went 1-2 with a single and a walk. Now he waits for the delivery from Hubel. Number 40 sets, now kicks and delivers. And that was a swinging strike 3. He got him. That was a low fastball that Adkin wanted and went after and was not able to quite grab. Now, number 25, number 9 of the order, Dorman comes up with 2 outs. Dorman, the right fielder, has hit a 1 RBI double and struck out this game. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 1, on a low fastball. Now, Hubel rocking back and forth, waits for the sign, sets his right foot. And that's a drag bunt down the towards third base. The shortstop will come in, field that one, and deliver it to first in time for the out. And that will be the end of the game. Game 1 goes 6-5 in favor of the Storm. Game 2 goes 10-5 in favor of the Eagles. At the end of 23 innings of play, these two teams are 2-1. The Storm 1 game from the sweep. Thank you for joining us tonight on this beautiful afternoon and evening. We hope you have a safe and enjoyable rest of your day. Thank you for watching Storm Baseball.